Before you see this tier list and scream your head off, understand there are a lot of factors that determine certain characters beating others, and that there are some matchups that you genuinely can go to either side with. The version of power I'm using as well is the one that fought Makima, as base power kind of sucks, and I will not be including any Chainsaw Man Part 2 stuff, meaning this tier list is only covering the first 11 volumes of the manga. With that being said, kick back, like the opening, you see what I did there? Yo, I am so smart. And seriously, guys, enjoy. This tier list, like, literally drove me to the point of insanity trying to make it. Also, shoutouts to Isk for helping me make this. Now, before we even get into the bottom tiers, we have the question mark tier. This tier is for characters that I simply do not know where to put due to lack of feats or just having questionable ones. The Spider Devil literally does nothing. The Violence Fiend can save Aki from an attack by Rize, but has literally 0 AP scaling and apparently has a transformation, but the one time he uses it is literally on the Darkness Devil, so it accomplishes nothing. As for Beam, he can evade Rize's bombs and I guess survive one hit from Rize, but like not really survive. And base Beam does actually get damaged by base Denji, which really doesn't do him any good. Like, Beam has speed going for him, but nothing else. And the War Devil isn't at her peak, so she's not on the list. And I know I said I'm not including part 2, but even if I did, she's trash right now, so it doesn't matter. The Muscle and Zombie Devil overwhelm Denji, but the Zombie Devil probably just outnumbers the Muscle Devil and overwhelms it. The Leech Devil is above these two since she at least has scaling to a semi-transformed Denji and bops that version of him, while these two don't have any scaling to Denji, at least in his Chainsaw Man form. And the Fox Devil obviously kills her, so it's above her, and the Bat Devil is at the top of this tier due to being able to shoot Sonic Blast that would probably kill the Fox Devil as its building level, where the cannons range from that to city blocks, so regardless, he's just killing it. For the mid tiers, this tier literally required me to reread like 4 volumes of the manga just because of how a lot of these matchups are very situational. At the bottom, I have Himeno. Now, yes, she did overwhelm Katana Man, and technically she should be above him because like she was about to kill him. However, it's implied that she can't take on the Eternity Devil plus the Snake Devil folds her, while Kobeni has that Snake Devil sweating. And the Snake Devil definitely has the AP to harm Katana Man, but he's just way too fast for her. Another thing to consider is Himeno probably doesn't even win anyway because she just dies after beating Katana Man, and it's this dog did not just cut me off mid-sentence, bro! As I was saying, it's very much possible for Katana Man to maybe survive the encounter with Himeno since he didn't die right off the bat. Again, this tier is very weird, and it's very situational. But the weirdest placement by far for me is the Eternity Devil, since technically from the outside, the other characters should fold him on this tier, but if they try beating him the same way Denji did, they are all literally dying besides Katana Man. Also, I'm giving Kobeni the benefit of the doubt, since besides outspeeding the Snake Devil and potentially damaging her with bullets and having her, like, you know, sweating and destroying a base Katana Man's arm, this doesn't really mean anything for scaling though. We don't really know how strong she actually is. The Typhoon Devil is also very weird since Eternity maybe could absorb it, but the sheer mass of the Typhoon as well could overwhelm the outside. And Katana Man would have the AP to harm Typhoon, but again, Typhoon Devil's mass is just crazy, and we don't really know how Denji would interact with this devil without Beam. If we say that he probably would get overwhelmed and needed Beam to actually, you know, approach him, then I guess the Typhoon Devil wins. But if you think Denji would have won anyway, then I guess Katana Man could be above him and potentially Eternity. All these characters in the mid tier, and it's just the same result. Now, to represent what high mid tier is in the Chainsaw Man verse, I think Aki is a great measuring stick to start with. He's capable of harming Rize and weaving her attacks, who the Typhoon Devil is just on his knees to, and even reacts to an attack from Quanxi. Unfortunately though, he gets knocked out even after blocking the hit, and Rize is implied to be capable of one-shotting, bro. His speed is very impressive, and he is also able to kill the Ghost Devil, but that's really all he has going for him. Now, the Angel Devil is very weird for me and could potentially go higher since he and Aki both save each other from an attack, and apparently besides Kishibe is the strongest but is lazy. What does that mean? What does that actually even mean? If we take this statement literally, he could just be at the top of this tier, but consistently we know that Aki with precog should be maybe a little bit faster than him. But if you think Angel is relative enough to Aki, he could just siphon Rize's lifespan. Another another thing to note is that the Darkness Doll has better stats than Rize, but since Rize is relative enough and has the power of explosions, which makes light, which is the Darkness Doll's weakness, Rize would just win. And also another thing to take into consideration is, would the lifespan thing even work on this Darkness Doll? Like, oh my god, Chainsaw Man is just annoying to talk about. But at the top of this tier for sure though is the Octopus Devil, since he's the only one who can semi-scrap with Quanxi, who's leagues above everybody here. Now in the low high tier we have Kishibe, Quanxi, full power, and Denji in the final fight with Makima. Kishibe is stated to be the strongest hunter and fights against Quanxi better than the Octopus Devil, and Quanxi obviously is above since she beats him base to base and she has an actual devil form. Power at her peak is able to kill the Makima that was scrapping with Denji, but obviously Denji has better scaling to that Makima. And if these two are performing similar feats, then I think this version of power would definitely beat Quanxi, since while even blocking, Denji hit Quanxi and Quanxi died. Now in the next tier we have the potential goats of the Chainsaw Man world. Like, they're there, but they aren't quite there yet. The Gun, Hell, Control, and Darkness Devil. The Gun Devil is here for obvious reasons. I mean, at one point it was established to be the strongest devil, but that was until we learned of the Transcendent Devils, which are implied to be on another level, which include Hell and Darkness. Makima is in between these two since she can hurt the Darkness Devil, but asks Denji for help against the Hell Devil. However, it can be argued that she did this just to awaken him, which is her whole plan. We know she does beat the Gun Devil for sure though, since she does that in the manga. And obviously the GOAT of the Chainsaw Man verse, Puchita. Awakened Chainsaw Man is the most feared devil among devils, which are literally based on the fears of everybody. It has the ability to erase your very existence, along with just killing Makima over 20 times, which not even the Darkness Devil could do. And another thing as well is that it's just implied no matter what, he always comes back and eventually kills the opponent, which is how he slayed the War Devil. Chainsaw Man is quite literally an unstoppable force, and I don't think any devil can hold a candle to him. Even if you kill him, he's just gonna come back and kill you and eventually win the match. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is my Chainsaw Man power scaling tier list, and I hope you guys did enjoy. This tier list was really annoying to make. Like, I promise you, I had a headache making this. And if you guys want me to have more headaches, I mean make more tier lists, then let me know down in the comments what other verses I should scale next. Also, thanks Event for editing the video.